Hello, I'm Anwar. I'm the business development manager and the founder of Best.Energy. So my background actually is more in the techno-functional aspect, working to fit the gap between the businesses and technologies. What actually took me to Best.Energy generally and their solutions is looking for a solution that fits the latest technologies and also solve big problems for the businesses. I look usually for problems that it's not easy to find and at the same time it's easy to solve. And the IoT technology by itself was one of the biggest fit I saw in that regard, especially in energy efficiency and energy management. So I applied for Best Energy to become a Best Energy partner. Mainly is fitting everything I was looking for: a technology, an IoT technology powered by AI, solving a very critical issue globally. So that's exactly how I envisioned my next 20 years of business would look like. Nothing made me doubt at the beginning. I had some reservation at some points regarding Best Energy partnership. Discussed that through discussed that with multiple very useful people on Best Energy side, from technological perspective, from the sales, the business development side, and I had all my reservation resolved. It was just the lack of my knowledge in that field, but clarified, and that was the sign for me to jump in the pool. What excites me in energy efficiency as a field, it's basically that you can see the big impact you leave behind with small actions. But again, the question becomes how you identify these small actions. But that's the main thing. Looking at the life cycle of energy efficiency currently in the market, you can tell that it's in beginning development perspective. I believe until we reach the maturity and we go with that cycle, there is a long way to go. And the awareness still need to be distributed in different markets and on different levels. And definitely the technology will keep development with time until we reach that level. Oh, day one with Best Energy, it was impressive, honestly. How organized, structured, the process, the onboarding, the academy, basically everything cooked for you. So take it and apply it. And this is not the easiest part, just you have the path, but your efforts, your investment in terms of time or money also is still needed. But everything is ready, if you are ready. So we're targeting different sectors in the market now. So we started with food and beverage. Then that was our first client. Can actually get more information and details later on that. Then we jumped to factories, industrial. So we did our second projects for water factory. And then our third project was in retail. So, and our strategy was, let's have a benchmark or blueprint in each sector, and then we can expand afterwards. And we're doing it successfully so far. Our structure in our company is basically we have our core team. So we have someone who's responsible on sales, someone responsible on marketing, someone responsible on project delivery, and then we have engineers, or one engineer that is responsible on the commissioning and configuration. But this is not the full story because we have more of an agile structure. So we depend a lot on contractors, subcontractor, freelancers, subject matter experts, because this field has different expertise that needed based on the sector. So you keep your core team focused on the technology and the main things, and then you outsource based on specific subject that's needed. At the beginning, we started it was just me at the beginning, me making myself more aware of the technology, the business cases, working closely with Best.Energy team for me to understand the details and based on it, build the right team and put the right person in the right place in the right time. And Best.Energy actually helped with that. So every step I was taking, I was verifying, consulting with Best.Energy if I'm going towards the right direction in that matter. And this is but this is part of the onboarding process with Best.Energy. They give you the techniques that can be utilized your or maximize your delivery with a lower cost. So for lead generation, we use different methods. At the beginning, we just relied or focused mainly on our network. So we have from our previous or existing other customer, we had good network of customers. So we started with them. We already have the relationship with them. They already trust us. So this was a great start point. After that, we start approaching similar clients in the same sector, which is actually also made the way very easy for us to reach them out. And also we started actually applying some email campaigns and LinkedIn campaigns that also bring the clients with the needs to us. We have done multiple projects so far. So our first client is with the biggest achievement so far. So we have achieved 30% reduction on multiple sites, and we know there is more to come. So, and this is year to year, year to date. So basically from when we started, month by month, we compared to January, we saw the results. Over a year, we achieved 30% on all sites, almost from 25 to 30% on the site we applied. Now we still have another 60 sites to come with the same customer. So that was our first project. Our second project, and this is the interesting part in this field, each client has a different story to tell. Each client has different needs. So when we look at QSRs, they have specific needs in terms of cost and keep maintaining the quality of their customer experience in their sites. Now, when you move to the factories or industrials, they have more needs. They have the same needs, but they have specific needs, which takes us in my next business case I did with them. They just were lacking the visibility. So it's a factory, water factory, and their cost was basically the water, the plastic they use, and the payroll, and electricity. That's all their cost. So, and they were missing the visibility on the electricity cost side. So by implementing this energy solution, we were able to give them that information which led by default for them to take the right decision for each product. Do we continue with this size of bottle? Do we stop that? Do we focus on this production line more? Because these small cents make us a difference in their profitability for sure. So currently we have more exciting leads in the pipeline. Yesterday I was in a long call with the new, the Ministry of Housing in Saudi Arabia, where they have 600 buildings that they need to monitor first and later on to control. But at least they wanted to identify what is causing that high cost they have from facility management perspective. So that's the biggest we have currently in the pipeline. We have more, still small side, medium side, similar clients in same sectors, QSRs or in industrial, but from as a different field. That was the one highlights basically. Yeah. So the challenges I faced getting my first client is awareness. So each market is different, and this market we're missing the awareness first. So we needed to build the awareness. What's energy efficiency? Why it's important? How it actually impacts the company profitability? How this is even gives the client a story to tell to their customers. So we have built that. That took some time from us until we deliver this. And there is different strategy, definitely, how you come over this. So for us, we trusted the solution. We said we can give you proof of concept, one site, with the redacted cost. And then basically we went for it and they saw the results immediately. So from financial perspective, it just made sense for them. And then they capitalized on that. And then they show their contribution to the community by saying we are becoming more green and we actually delivering the same nice products, but becoming more green as well. The biggest motive for the client to sign with us was definitely the financial aspect. They wanted to reduce their cost. Secondly, the second item on that list was them having more visibility to their business. So we help them a lot from operational perspective and how they are running the business. The third item is basically they know there is a lot of new technologies coming to the market from an IT to AI, and they just wanted to have something applied in their business to get the benefits of the latest technologies. So our solution or Best.Energy solution checked every single item in that list, and that was mainly the three motives they had with us. Also, the fact that Best.Energy is globally based in more than 70 countries. So the idea that I would propose a solution to a client and then they know the solution is implemented in all these countries, functioning, delivering the same results, that was definitely a big selling point for them. It is the process that was built by Best Energy to acquire new clients or to approach the clients and how you handle is definitely an eye opener. So you don't need to try and error the process is there, implemented. Now, you might need to add a small adjustment based on the market and the culture of that market, but the main bone of that process is the same. Being part of this energy community is actually it's being part of a family. So with every event we have from like mastermind events that we have, you feel like you're meeting friends, you're meeting a family, you're meeting a community where you share the values, the ambitions you have, the objective, and every single item you have on the table is shared between that community members. So it's definitely great to have. My experience with Best Energy products so far, it's to be honest, it's excellent. And what makes it excellent is just very easy to handle, very easy to install. You don't need any, like speaking with the clients, even that's what one of the items or parts will convince the client to do the project. We're not asking them to replace their devices or to do any kind of civil work in their sites. We just basically implement things while the whole site is up and running. So simplicity is a key in that product. That's one. Second, the results. So simplicity and results. What Best Energy could improve on, which is, I believe they do, it's development of their products and keeping everyone updated. This is happening already, and we see improvements. And the improvements, and this is something grabbed my attention actually in one of the mastermind events, that they told us something in the last event, and they already improved and they figured out that actually there's a better way of doing things and which was communicated in the next event. So this is still ongoing. We hope actually we see more variety of the products, more comprehensive. The current products list actually is comprehensive, but still, like I wished, for example, that if we can have one products that handle the health area, like monitoring the chemicals factors in the swimming pools, for example. I believe at some point, Pist Energy will come up with a product like that. Thinking again of my decision to become a Best.Energy partner, it had different views at different times throughout the last 2 years, to be honest. Starting at the beginning, which is like anything you start new, you have some fears, and you are positive at some day, and you're optimistic at some level, and then you want to be realistic at the same time. So you start balancing this. Now, the decision overall was definitely a good decision to take, especially that all my fears or my concerns were resolved with Best.Energy team. So we were discussing things like if there is an issue, if there's a concern, and we're still doing this. Last call I had 1 week ago, discussed my concern, and was basically resolved with Best.Energy team. So it's continuous process. Overall, as I said, the decision was definitely great, and I see the same opinion going the next 10 years for sure.